I am so excited to finally have in my hands the new Unearthly Cosmetics Fall Magic Palette. I am so excited. We are gonna create 2 looks with this palette today. I am so pleased that they decided to bring back the Fall Magic palette. Fall Magic is one of my, actually, it may be my favorite, like the old version was my favorite Unearthly palette, and they decided to bring it back in a remastered version. Hello and welcome if you are new here. My name is Rachel, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I'm gonna start off with some information about the palette. I'll also take out the old Fall Magic palette and kind of compare them. Then I will get to the 2 looks, and then I will give you my initial thoughts at the end of the video. This is not a review. I have to continue using this palette for a while before I get my final thoughts, but I always put timestamps down below in the description box. If you wanna skip around, check the description box. I'm gonna link everything I can down below, everything I'm wearing in both looks, and let's do it. So the new Fall Magic Remastered comes in their new packaging where you get an actual box with a magnetic closure and your palette just sits really comfortably inside. It seems to be helping the palette not to be moving around so much when inevitably USPS driver is just throwing your package across the country. And it's really securely packed, which I like. And then the unit carton is the exact same as the front of the palette. This palette does retail for $72, so it is a little on the pricey side, but you can tell there are special shades in here. So this is what it looks like. She's so pretty. I did receive this in PR from Unearthly, and I do have an affiliate code with the brand. It is Rachel if you want to save 10% off. It is affiliated, like I just said, so I do earn a small commission if you decide to use it. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. It really does help me out a lot. I really enjoy the different shades that we've got in here. We've got more neutral tones. We've got greens. We've got like a mauvey pink. We've got purples. It goes light to deep in the mattes and the metallics. And I can just tell by looking at this, I have not swatched it yet. I can tell that some of these shimmers are shifting, which is gonna be really, really fun. I love Unearthly Cosmetics formula. So if this is the good Unearthly Cosmetics formula that I expect, I'm really gonna enjoy this. They did also release another fall palette called the Sorceress Smoke palette. I am also receiving that in PR, but Amanda, the owner of Unearthly, contacted me and let me know that they're sending one out before the other. So stay tuned. I will do another video when I receive that as well. It is available for pre-order, but it will not ship until mid to late November, just so you know. So apparently Change, Magic, and Enchanting, these 3 here are multi-chromes, and then Crisp is a duochrome, and then these 2 are just metallics. This palette is cruelty-free, and there are pressed pigments in the palette which are not FDA approved for the eye area. I don't have a problem using pressed powders on my eyes, but if you're not comfortable with it, do your research and proceed with caution. Just because I'm putting them on my eyes doesn't mean you have to. Now, let's hold up the old Fall Magic with the new Fall Magic, and let's talk about it. Because like I said, I love the old Fall Magic. It is one of my favorite palettes in my entire collection. So as you can see, they give similar vibes, and actually I feel like these are gonna work really well together. I would say that the new remastered version has more deeper shades, which I appreciate in terms of the mattes, so you can deepen it out a little bit. The shimmers in this version are different too. Like, they're different than any other Unearthly palette I've personally used. They're just like very, very wet feeling, almost like squishy. And the newer Unearthly palettes don't feel that way, like with their metallics. But again, I haven't even used this yet, but just wanted to put them up next to each other just to see, like, they're not the same at all whatsoever, but they do complement each other. And this old one is no longer available, just so you know. All right, so let's go on and create look number 1. I think I wanna create something more in the like pinky purple realm today. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna take a Singe E03 brush. I'm gonna go into the shade Cozy, this really beautiful mauvey pink, and I'm just gonna place this in the crease. I have already primed my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion, by the way. So that shade was very pigmented, but not difficult to use, so we gotta love that. I'm next gonna go in with the shade Snug, which is a deep purple, and I'm gonna place this in the outer corner and just a little bit lower in the crease. So those 2 mattes blended just beautifully. I'm really liking this pinky purple. While I was off camera, I just put on the NYX glitter primer on my lid. I'm trying to decide which shimmer I want to use. I'm tempted to use the one called Magic here. It's one of the multi-chromes, and it says it's shifting from fuchsia purple, bronze, and red. Ooh. Yes. Ooh, that is beautiful. Ooh, that is gorgeous. This is giving me like the spooky fall magic vibes, right? Maybe not autumnal leaves, but spooky season.
A few moments later.
All right, I am back. Everything that is on my face, I don't have too much on my face right now. I'm kind of in the middle of it. It's all gonna be in the description box. But I wanted to pop on, let's finish off the lower lash line together. I am going to take that darkest matte Snug on a flat definer brush, and I'm gonna push it up against my lower lash line. Can you see the multi-chrome? I don't know how I can do this. I don't know if that did anything for you at all whatsoever, but it is gorgeous. I'm then gonna go in with the shade Cozy on a Singe E05 and just blend that out. Of course, I'm gonna go in with ColourPop's Charmer in the waterline, and I'm gonna take the shade Enchanting right here, which is another one of the multi-chromes. I am gonna pop it in the inner corner. I know maybe it won't be like the best decision ever because it's a multi-chrome, but I just think it'll be fun. We're gonna try it out. So I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna spray the brush. All right, and this is the finished look number 1. I'm obsessed.
No, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed.
This eye look is so freaking beautiful, if I do say so myself. The shimmer that's on the lid is absolutely stunning. I love purple, and I love a purple smoky eye. I'm gonna go teach some dance lessons in this look. I wonder what my students are gonna think. They always love my makeup. I always get tons of compliments when I come in looking like this, so it is beautiful. I only used 2 mattes and 2 shimmers, right? These 2 mattes and these 2 shimmers, yeah. They all worked beautifully. The second one that I used Enchanting is a little crumblier, but spraying the brush worked great. Magic feels very smooth, and these 2 mattes look great and they performed great. I have nothing else to say. I love it. I'm excited. My next look, I'm gonna try to play with this side, like the greens maybe, the brown. That's my plan right now, but I'm gonna send you off to look at number 2 now. All right, so we're gonna create a second look with the Fall Magic palette. I'm kind of wanting to do something a little less dramatic today because it's clear that you can get a dramatic look. Well, you saw the last look I did. And I don't necessarily wanna do something, quote, neutral, but I wanna see if I can get more of a like lighter look out of this, which I think I can. This shade Forage, like lime greeny yellow, swatched so beautifully, like very opaque. I'm gonna take another Singe E03 brush. I'm gonna go into Forage. I'm gonna put this in my crease. And while I'm letting the shadow, let me talk you through my thoughts because I did actually end up swatching this in between the first look and this look that you're seeing. All of the mattes swatched beautifully. They're very pigmented, opaque, not thin. They feel like they've got some oomph behind them. So I really feel like they're going to be very impactful. They're gonna give full pigment. So that is a wonderful thing in my opinion. Yeah, see, like this shade I'm using on a pretty fluffy brush and it's a light shade, but it is showing up very, very beautifully. And then the shimmers are stunning. Very, again, very impactful. And I feel like with the newer shimmer formula from Unearthly compared to like a few years ago, the shimmers aren't pressed as hard in the pan. So they are more vibrant. They pick up probably better on a brush. I don't really usually use a brush to apply shimmers on my lid, but they feel really nice. I'm gonna go in with the shade Spice, that warm brown, and just put that a little bit lower in the crease. Ooh, it's like a pumpkin spice. I was gonna say it's a pumpkin spice shade. That makes sense. These blended so beautifully, and it's giving me like, do you remember those candies? Maybe I'm making this up. That were like caramel and apple chewy candies, or like it was a lollipop. That is what this is giving me because it has that greenish yellow and that warm brown, which is like very caramel. I hope that makes sense. Maybe I'm making that up. I want to deepen it up just a little bit on the outer corner. I'm going to go in with the shade Earthy, that deep like hunter green, and just put that on the very outer corner of my eye. I went in with a super light hand with that green. I literally just wanted it to be slightly deeper in the outer corner. Again, I'm trying to keep this a little bit lighter. I am gonna go all over my lid with the NYX Glitter Primer. And now I wanna go in with the shade Leaves right here, which is one of just these standard metallics. It looks so pretty. Very, very soft to the touch, but it looks really opaque. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. I want to use the shade Branch. I almost thought it said Brunch. I want to use the shade Branch as an eyeliner. I do like to do this when I want to create like a soft wing, and this is like a cool tone brown. I'm just gonna wing it out. All right, I am back momentarily so we can finish up the lower lash line together. I'm gonna take that same angled brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Branch, and I am just going to line my lower lash line with this. Next, I'm gonna go in with the shade Spice and blend it out. I'm gonna go in with a small blending brush with the shade Forage and blend that out. I'm gonna go in with the Duochrome Crisp. It looks really, really pretty. And I'm gonna put this in the inner corner. I am also going to spray the brush. It's like an iridescent duochrome. Looks so pretty. Ooh, has a little blue to it. Really pretty. All right, and this is finished look number 2. What do you think? I love how it said I'm not gonna create a neutral look, and then I create a neutral look. It's definitely neutral leaning, but you know what? I really enjoy when I can create a neutral look out of a palette, but also a colorful look, which I obviously was able to do with this. And it's not like a boring neutral look because we have that really pretty duochrome in the inner corner, and that shimmer is just ultra sparkly and ultra pretty. I love it. I absolutely love this look. So let me give you my initial thoughts on this. This is not a review. This is me just playing with the palette, creating a couple of looks, kind of giving you my impression on the formulas and things like that. I used every single matte in the palette between the 2 looks. And like I've already said, the mattes are very pigmented, but they're easy to work with. They're not dry, they're not sheer, they're not patchy. All of them were easy to work with. I especially love this green Forage. Like, it is ultra pigmented, especially when it's like a murky light green. I love when it's pigmented because you can actually see the color, even with a fluffy brush. The shimmers are very special, really pretty, really sparkly. The 3 multi-chromes are really, really beautiful. Even this standard shimmer that's on my lid is still, like I said, sparkly. It's impactful, it's really beautiful, and the duochrome is also beautiful. So it is a $72 palette, which is not cheap, right? But you are getting 3 multi-chromes and a duochrome. So, you know, there is that to consider. And the packaging that it comes in is very nice as well. You can keep the box. And like I said at the beginning, it securely holds your palette in place while being delivered. And that is something to be considered as well. And if you use a code, you are gonna save 10% of 72 is $7.20. So it does bring it under $70. So that is something to consider, but I will say I would have bought this palette if it wasn't sent to me. For me, it's worth $72. I can't say if it's worth it for you. You have to make that own judgment call for yourself. But I hope this video helped you at least get inspired, give you an idea about the palette if you were interested, or if you're not gonna buy it, that maybe you can shop your stash and just get some similar looks out of what you have. And I will say, I think Amanda did a really good job capturing the essence of the original Fall Magic palette without making it a dupe, so that if you do have the Fall Magic palette, the original one, you can still enjoy this one and not feel like you're buying the same palette. But if you missed out on the first one, you're still getting the vibe. You know what I mean? I think she did a great job with this. I love it. I think you get that by now, and that's all I have to say. I wanna hear your thoughts now down in the comments. Let me know, are you picking this up? Did you order it? Are you planning on it? Are you gonna skip on it? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments because I love hearing from you. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly and I'd love to see you back on my channel again. I wanna thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.